We are here representing the new sister city, which is the sister city, Santa Catarina de Fogo, Cape Verde. And the committee was just formed recently this summer. So this is an event they were doing in collaboration with the Scituate Historical Society. We had a wonderful crowd earlier today in the presentation. And we're just happy to let the community know that we are the third sister city for the town of Scituate, and we will be having future more events, and hope everyone comes out and supports our committee.
Jose Pereira. I'm born from Fogo, Cabo Verde.
So you're from the sister city itself?
Yes.
Awesome. So you created all this art here, correct?
Yes.
Now, what made you start doing art?
I'm started walking. I'm started painting on the floor, on the wall, and everything I found. I started painting. My parents tell me the story about the past, but that's why I come to put this in canvas.
Awesome. How long does it typically take to make one of these paintings? Because it almost looks 3D.
Yeah, the painting is 3D. I'm maybe 1-2 weeks to do one painting.
My name is Barbara Burgo. I'm the co-founder, curator, and clerk of the Cape Cod Cape Verdean Museum and Cultural Center. So what I do is, especially, I am one of the docents, okay? So what we do is we are trying to show our culture, the richness of our being, the complexity of being a Cape Verdean and the beauty of being a Cape Verdean. So we are introducing our full range of the Cape Verdean culture to anyone who wants to. One of the favorite things that we have done is we are right next to an elementary school, the building that we're in. And one of my favorite things is teaching the youth. So I wore a turtle, pendant of a turtle, when the children were coming to visit, and we were going to introduce them to a little bit of Cape Verdean culture and a little bit of the terminology, some language. I was trying to find out what would be comparable to Cape Verde and Cape Cod. And so in Creole, we call this tartaruga. My best memory is teaching the children about the endangered species and teaching them to call it tartaruga. And they just loved it. The teachers, the students, we saw over 200 children, and all learned about not only our history, our topography, our geography, Cape Verdeans in the military, Schooner Ernestina, Nana's Kitchen, and tartarugas.
So the way that poetry ties into Cape Verdean culture is often through song, and it is a way for how people use it to connect, even through times when they were mourning. There's a story with my mom and how she would use song and poetry to remember my father when he passed. It was her way to console herself, and it's also the way that the Cape Verdean people connect back to their homeland. Often you can hear it in their rhythmic choice of words and patterns that are chosen, and oftentimes in the music of Morna, which is very much poetic. So Cape Verdean culture is very much the root of it lies very much in the arts, not only in poetry but also in visual arts and also in musical arts. And it is what keeps the people connected to their homeland.
I'm Manuel Montero, and I was here to speak about the Schooner Ernestina and its connection with the Mendes family here in Scituate. was initially a fishing schooner out of Gloucester, and then did some fishing expeditions into Canada. Then there was an Arctic explorer, and William Bartlett, Captain Bartlett, sailed it with very close to the North Pole. It was a rugged ship, very rugged ship. A number of us in the United States, in Scituate, spent a lot of effort to bring it to the United States. It was in dry dock in Cape Verde. And its first trip out to come here in 1976, the mast broke. So it went back to port. Then 6 years later, it was fixed up by the Cape Verdean government. It came to the U.S. It led the Tall Ships Parade in New York and then in Philadelphia. And then it's been at Mass Maritime Academy. 6 years ago, it was taken offline, and the state of Massachusetts spent $6 million to have it completely renovated, and it just came back to port, Mass Maritime, last Friday.